Hi, this is Dave UHRICH. We're going to do some things that I call stock licks. The pentatonic scales, I'm going to dig right into it. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to slow those down and explain those for you, but I wanted to kind of do them kind of quicker just to kind of give you the effect of what they're about. But I call them stock licks because they're using what I call the pentatonic scale, but I call this home box. So basically, that's not what it's officially called, but the A minor pentatonic scale in 5th position, and their patterns and riffs, little licks, blues licks, etc., that I've been playing for years. Most guitar players do these and variations, and infinite numbers of variations of them. So if you're new to these, you're going to enjoy this lesson. So let me explain this to you. So the very short version of the scale that I call home box, and I call it home box, it has no official name to it, it's not the official name. You cannot open up the Grove's Musical Dictionary and look for the official definition of home box. But I call it home box because it's the first scale that most of us guitar players learn. And if you haven't learned it, here it is. If those of you who already got it, just sit tight. We're going to get to the cool stuff in a moment. Anyway, so 1, 4 in 5th position. 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. Now, if you're a guy that just bought a guitar book somewhere, you saw some scales, or maybe caroused around, or took a few lessons, or maybe YouTube, or seen some, and somebody said, here's a scale. So you immediately went home and tried to play a scale, right? And it didn't sound like a song. I can't tell. What song is this? I don't know. Anyway, so when I see my favorite players playing, they're moving their hands around, and so we're going to get into this. What is a stock lick? The basic lick here is we're going to start this slow. Downstroke on the 3rd string with a bend. So on the 3rd string in that box, on the D note, you're going to bend it up to an E. Now, all of these licks start with the exact same finger in the left hand, and the exact same bend motion, and the exact same down pick motion. So they're all repeatable and loopable. So in theory, you could keep switching back and forth to and from. But lick number 1 is down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Now, that might not sound like very much, but down, down, up. So that's the basic context of how you want to practice this. You're going to play it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. So we do 3 things here. We do them very well. We repeat things, and the most important thing is, the last one is we repeat things. Anyway, so in case you forget the big 3, just repeat it. Alright, so for starters, that's lick number 1. I call it lick number 1, but I actually give that a name. I call that the duck walk. So the duck walk lick is, when you see Chuck Berry doing the duck walk, the cool thing. You probably can't see my feet, plus I'm not good at the duck walk. Anyway, so it's a... When you're bending, you don't bend the note alone. So you're bending the D note to the sound of an E. Now, with this lick, though, it's not even important that you get exactly to the E, because you're going to go E, E, A. Good. Now, those simple variations to lick number 1 of the duck walk, instead of going individual note, individual note, individual note, you go together. What I call stock lick number 1. Let's get on to stock lick number 2. I'm going to do a bunch of these. I'm going to do in little sections and little phases. But stock lick number 2, we go really slow. Downstroke, bend, release, pull off, downstroke, upstroke. once again. Down, bend, release, pull off, downstroke, upstroke. So at each of these licks you can play at different speeds or slow some notes up or speed some notes up. This lick quicker is. Okay, so that is lick number 2. So, because they both start with the same lick, I mean the same, you know, both licks start with the same motion, a downstroke and on the D note bending up to an E. You can go the duck walk, lick number 1, 1, lick number 1, lick number 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I can play with the rhythm with those too. They all sound different each time you sort of you play them. So on to lick number 3. Lick number 3 is the same bend to start, and then you reach up to the first string with an upstroke here, down, up, down, pull, down, up, down, pull, down, up, down, pull, down, up, down, pull. You also see sometimes guitar players do this with their left hand. You notice I'm showing you with the third finger here, down, and then up, and then a pinky here, down, and then pull, down, up, down, pull. So if you see your favorite players, including Van Halen or guys like Michael Schenker and tons of other players playing, those are a few of my favorite earlier players early on, I noticed that they did not use their pinky. In fact, I went to see Michael Schenker first row early, but many years ago, and I don't think he ever used his pinky. His pinky was stuck there, it was like in a cast. It was like stuck like this, and he played the whole night, just like with his fingers, first and second and third finger, okay? I saw later Sean Lane, the incredible Sean Lane, which no one gets better than Sean on guitar. That's the high water mark, in my opinion, on technique on guitar. But Sean, one time, was playing down here in second position, in the very, and he was using the second finger, the 5th fret, and his first finger was at the 2nd fret. Mind-boggling. So, just a note about fingering here, okay? If it feels right, it's usually right. Just so long as you don't end up doing something like that. That's not right. It's kind of cute, but not right. Anyway, so to make a very, very long story short, what I'm going to do here is you can go downstroke, upstroke, pinky with this here, pull, or down, up, 3, 3, 3. See how my third finger is expanding? Or sometimes second finger. Van Halen lick. Anyway, so. See how the second is 2, 3, 2, 3, or 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Now you don't have to play it both ways, but I just did for you. So third finger, fourth finger, third, fourth, third, fourth, 3, 2, 3, 2. So here's the idea behind this. Once you get those licks and you just repeat them and repeat them and repeat them, what will happen in time, if you play this to a backing track, and I'm going to give you some backing tracks to jam to as well that are in the key of A minor, or C major for that matter, and you can practice them just kind of toying with them. So, I'm going to put together lick number 1, lick number 2, and lick number 3. So 1, 2, 3. Hear it? Alright, so those are the first 3 licks. You can repeat them, like if you want to just take little random numbers like 1, 1, 3. Here's 1, 1, 3. 1, 3. 2, 2, 1, 3. So you can start to see you can develop your own language using these licks. So there we go. Short. So short and sweet. To the point. Licks. Stock licks number 1, 2, and 3.